Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. Today our topic is valence bond theory, denoted by VBT. Valence bond theory topic more used in inorganic chemistry, but also used in electronics. And first to understand valence bond theory in the way of inorganic chemistry, then we defines in the way of electronics. After inorganic, then you got more concept. Okay, valence bond theory, it gave the bonding in form of overlapping atomic orbitals, is called valence bond theory. Is called valence bond theory means the bond forming after sharing of outermost electrons and overlapping with each other forms valence bond theory. Many scientists work or present valence bond theory, work in valence bond theory and also present valence bond theory. Mean valence bond theory in 1960, J.N. Lewis present valence bond theory proposed that a chemical bond formation by the interaction of two shared bonding electrons, and it gave the name Lewis structures. In 1927, Hitler's London also explained property of hydrogen molecule, the based H2 based quantum mechanical considerations, and Charles Cousins also present the modern valence bond theory. Valence bond theory. This theory is used to explain the covalent bond formation in many molecules, and these point we discuss in the way of inorganic chemistry. But now we defining valence bond theory in the way of electronics. In the way of electronics, what is valence bond theory? What is valence bond theory? The theory which describes that every material has two bonds named conduction bond and valence bond, means we explains or we defines the material under the valence bond theory in the way of conduction bond and valence bond. Conduction bond and valence bond. What is materials? Which materials we study by this theory? Means insulator, conductors and semiconductors. We deals under valence bond theory in the way of conduction bond and valence bond. Conduction bond and valence bond. What is conduction bond? Conductions. Understand word conductions. The conduction come from the word conduct, mean conduct. The process by which heat or electricity is directly transmitted through the materials. Conduct means directly transmitted the heat and electricity to the materials. To the material means when an electron acquires enough additional energy, it can leave the valence shell, become a free electrons and exist in which known as the conduction bond. Means the electrons get energy for leaving the valence shell. Valence shell means outer shell. Outer shell. Only atoms share electrons by valence shell. By valence shell. Outer shell. Atoms share electron with outer shell, valence shell. And if they got the more energy, then they leave the valence shell, and then the conduction bond become free electrons, means not exist electrons in conduction bond, means this is a conduction bond and empty from electrons means after getting energy, they after getting energy it can leave the valence shell, mean electrons get energy and leave the valence shell, become a free electrons, means then free electrons exist in conduction bond, mean free electron mean not electron exist in conduction bond. Okay, understand? Valence bond. What is a valence bond? Valence mean outer. Valence mean outers bond. Valence bond is the highest range of electrons energy in which electrons are normally present at absolute zero temperature. Means at temperature is zero, the electron present normally in valence bond. This is a valence bond and filled with the electrons. E negative denote electrons. Denote electrons. Denote electrons. This is energy gap. Energy gap also known as band gap. Also known as band gap. Means the example of conduction bond is silicon, and the value is 1.12 electron volt, means the gap of silicon is 1.12 electron volt. And also valence bond example is hydrogen, and also we know that the one electrons exist in hydrogen in a valence shell, and H2 formation in valence bond, H2 formation in a valence bond. Okay, energy gap increasing from valence to conduction bond, and energy gap we also study in next lectures in detail, but here we only get concept of valence energy gap. Energy gap is a difference between the valence bond and conduction bond is known as valence bond. Okay, understand what is valence bond theory in electronics and conduction bond and valence bond, what is the role in electronics. Okay, understand?